How is everyone doing? My name is Harry and welcome to my review for hellisus after completing the game. hellisus is a semi-open world game which you play as a third person, and it's an action adventure game. It has some RPG elements and it's inspired by Souls-like, a lot of Souls-like things, but it's definitely not a Souls-like. And there are a lot of little things that is influenced by it. So right off the back, I'll say the game is not for you if you're looking for big epic boss fights and you're looking for tons of enemy variety and looking for tons of different unique weapons, which has a lot of different unique movements. That's not going to happen in this game. This is not a game for you if you're looking for that, and that's the main thing you're looking for to make your decision if you should buy the game or not. So within the 4 to 5 hours of playing the game, you would be able to see majority of the enemy types, different how they fight. You would be able to gauge the move sets, and you'll be able to learn. And so, as I said, if you're looking for like Elden Ring, Black Myth Wukong, the game's known for their epic boss fights, it's not a game for you. If you're looking for tons of weapon with the different unique movesets and tons of enemy variety, every different area you go to, this is not a game for you. But having said that, would I recommend the game? Definitely. Let me go over the things which there are a lot of course, not so good things about the game, but the things which are good about the game, they definitely outweigh the bad. So let's go by one because we are right here. I would start with the art and the world design. So the game is like, game throws you that you're starting with the quest, which I would not divulge and I don't want to spoil it for you guys. So the game throws you in Hydia. It's a fictional town in the where the game is set up, and it's going through a civil war between two group of peoples. And every single area you go to, you feel that, and it's so horrendous and harrowing and brutal to the extent when you go through some of the NPCs what they're going through during the war, and you see. And in terms of the art design and the world design, I give this game 10 by 10. The mood setting and every single area, look at that, it has a graffiti, it would have a graffiti, it would have the name of the shop, it would have it's very well designed. For a moment you don't feel like you're not in a country or a place which is going through a civil war. Everything shows you like what happens during a civil war, like if a war is going through, the atrocities, my goodness, the both sides, like the things that they're going. And a lot of games wouldn't go so far to show the brutalness of the war and how it's happens and what happens in the real world when two sides really hate each other and what sort of things they do. But this game does not hold your hand, and if it's the world design and the different layouts, it's really well done. And as I said in the beginning, it's semi open world. Some areas are big open world, some places that you go to, they're very linear. There are no map markers, there's no GPS locations, there's no protagonist who will be talking to himself when you're trying to solve a quest. Like say there's something that you're trying to solve, and when a lot of games they put yellow markers to where to go next. Not in this game. This game doesn't tell you shit. This game doesn't explain anything. No map markers, no GPS markers, and no quest markers. Not at all. So because of that, you got to pay attention to everything. And I'm just going around so you guys can have a look at the world. This is the second area, the very second place you will get when you're playing the game. Guys, look at the difference of the city. Everywhere you go, you feel like, yes, it's an actual city. The realism, apart from the alien-like or the supernatural things that you fight, in terms of art design and the world design, it's beautiful. It's, for me, that particular part of the game is 10 by 10. Look at that. It's just amazing. It's very well done. And one of the things that stand out of 10 for me for the game is the character design and the voice acting. So if you talk to any of the NPCs,
nature means everything to me. My daughter's the reason I joined the ON. I wanted to make this world a better place for her. I will get out of here.
See, the emotions that that NPC is going through is, you feel that through their dialogue, and that's how much they paid attention to the detail, even to the small little NPCs which would have really small quest line, which is not significantly
Thanks again
related
for the
to
help back in the marsh. With our options running out, we decided to make a run
the main
for it
game.
back to Jova.
The voice acting was so good. It was one of the best that I've seen in any of the games that I've played recently. Now coming about combat. So to show the combat, I would actually take you guys somewhere so we can show that. We can fast travel. The reason you guys don't see anybody over here is because they are time loops. Once you close them, the enemy won't come back. There's a little bit of things that I'm revealing to you guys. Hopefully you guys won't mind. So the story is pretty basic in terms of what follows the character, but what they have done with the lore and the world building and the history, it's so good. It's so good. I have not played a game in which I've been so engrossed that I've been trying to read every single description of every single thing in the game. Like I just wanted to know everything as much as I could. They have built a history of this country for over 1,000 years, showing what all happened and how it will. There are key figures in the history. There are a lot of lore that you can pick up, and if you like the rich history, lore, full of lore, and you want to experience that, this game is pretty amazing for that. What they did with the lore and the description and how you can read about it is pretty amazing. So these are all the places that you can go in the map, which you will figure out yourself. We're not going to divulge in, but to show the combat, I'm going to go back to the very first area in the game. So guys, in terms of combat, it's pretty fun, but you will figure it out, the ins out of it, in a couple of hours. And once you do, it might be, let's say, simple and not like other Souls-like games. So that's why I said it's not a typical Souls-like game. Alright, let's talk about weapons and the combat. So let me go a little bit into the weapons, guys. So we get 4 types of weapons. So one would be your twin axe, second would be your sword, and then you get a great sword, and you get the polearm. In my whole playthrough, I mostly used the twin axes. We use a little bit of, I actually used all of them, but the most I used was twin axes and the polearm, and then I use a decent amount of great sword and a little bit of sword. So you get 4 types of weapons, but you guys see a lot of different variety looking of weapons in the same category, is because once you start getting the weapon, you can upgrade them at a certain point. Once you find a smith, from a regular looking unit to 4 different ways. So the 4 different ways are, you can upgrade them to rage. So I have all of them right here. So you can upgrade them to rage, you can upgrade you can leave it just neutral, this is just neutral, and or the ecstasy, or to terror or grief. So just upgrading them to any of these 4 different varieties, you don't change the weapon damage. So if I could show you, if you guys see 97, 268, 290, the weapon hit combo is pretty much the same damage. So what you decide that on, one thing is the appearance. So if you guys can see, this compared to the rage and compared to the ecstasy, looks pretty different visually, but that could be the deciding factor, because a lot of people care a lot about how the weapon looks and the appearance. But the biggest factor would be right here. So these are the glyphs. Once you have upgraded the weapon to a certain point, after that you are able to slot them, and each weapon can be slotted 3 different glyphs. So if you like, so you get a lot of glyphs, which in all these 4 categories, and every glyph has a certain different type of the way it does damage to the enemy, or and you will get plenty of them to choose and fit your different playstyle needs. So so if you upgrade the weapon to rage, you can only use either any of the rage, or you can use the one at the very bottom. I can show you the neutral ones. hence because they are neutral, so common sense. So let me show you guys. So you guys see that, so this is a rage weapon which I've and that the only option automatically the game gives me is for the rage and the neutral. So once you start, like, just experiment with it, just look at what the glyph says, because all of them tells in the limbic power what the power is. You can feel about it. It gives the explosion radius, the how long it lasts, like the cost and everything. So based on that you can make your decision and you can experiment, because you get decent amount of variety of weapons. And once you start actually going deeper in the game, you will find weapons which when you pick it up it's already upgraded, or it's a twin X of terror, or you will find a sword of grief. So you don't have to find tons of neutral weapons trying to upgrade to all 4 different kinds. The more you play through, you will find all different kinds of weapons with different kind of upgrade already to them. The more later you go in the game, you see a lot of weapons are upgraded level 10 and grade 3. This is just how I pick them up the more you progress in the game. And the one with the level 1 and stuff, you pick them very early in the game, or you changed to terror or something like this, probably what I did. And how you play, so you can whatever playstyle you have, the kind of the way you want to play, the glyphs you like, you can just play with whatever you want and you can be pretty good. I really love the axes. I had to put them rage on them because of the God of War, you know, the Kratos with the rage and how he goes berserk. So I just had to use rage and I really enjoyed it. And just to let you guys know, the level 20th is the highest that you can use a weapon and take it to, and grade 5 is the highest that you can increase it with. So level 20 and 5. So I had actually 3 weapons that I took, and I really used axes and polearm the most, a little decent amount of greatsword and a lot of swords. So it's pretty fun. The weapons, they're pretty fun. So each weapon has a hit combo. So like the greatsword has 1, 2, 3, and let me show you guys. It shows you when you get the weapon that it has how many hit combos. So you guys see 1, 2, 3, and it tells you how much damage it does. Same with the axe, it has 5, the sword has 4, the polearm has 4 as well. So let me show you the movement of the polearm. The reason I use polearm, as you can see how fast, and I just really liked it because how far the moveset and the fastness of it, and that's why I use the axes a lot. And you don't get to use twin axes, man, in a lot of games. I just had a really lot of fun with it. So let me get this back. So this weapon, I'm going to show a little bit of combat because I'm in the first areas. As you guys can know, this is only upgraded to level 4 and it has grade 1 and it has none of the glyphs slotted in it. So in the game also has parry and you have heavy attack, but the heavy attack holds, you can only do it by holding the key. So you guys see that? So like if I press the key just once and release it, there is no heavy attack. So you have to hold to do the heavy attacks, and all the heavy attacks goes through the limbic energy, which is through the white bar. And I did the heavy attack, it already took half of my limbic energy, as you guys saw that. And another thing, the combat is based on your stamina, which is your green. As you can see, it's going down when I'm doing my attacks, and you can parry. So if you hold and if you time it properly, you can parry in the game, and you can actually use the drone for fight. Let me show you one example. So now that thing is down, he's zapped the whole almost stamina out of it. I'm not going to try and kill it now. And I use the drone a lot in the fight, and it's not even funny. Like a lot of times it will actually save you. So let me so this is again being sword use. So and then if you have taken out enough health out of them, and if when you're beating the enemies and you're hitting them, you will gain your limbic energy back, and the amount depends upon how hard you hit and all different weapons. It's a different variety. Let me show you a little bit more. I'm going to try to take a little bit of damage so I can show you. There is a mechanism of key pulse, so you can get your health back with the key pulse. If you guys have played Neo, you would know what I'm talking about. You just have to time it correct. So you guys see that? So I didn't time it properly. The reason I got the health back is because, let me show you guys another thing. We have a lot defensive gears. You can equip 2 at a time, and you can upgrade to the grade level 4 is being the highest as far as I understand. When you do them, like this one does restores my health and stamina when I vanquish them, so once you defeat the enemy. And this was just strike for striking, get me a little bit of portion damage dealt as health. So that was very important for me because I was not the best in getting my health back. For guys which we would be having a little bit of a hard time, there is a tutorial. So when you get, let me see, got the healing pulse, so you guys can just go through this. Like, you have to press R1 when there is the circle is illuminating, so you can just use this to keep, you know, healing and doing the damage. So you can just be, if you get really good at combat, you can be indestructible. I mean, like you take a little bit of damage, but you kill the enemy and you have the passives. You get so good in terms of that. It's pretty cool. Okay, so the things about there is very less enemy variety. It's 100% true. Not going to deny that. Within 4 to 5 hours, as I said earlier, you would have experienced majority of the stuff, enemy types that you would experience in the game, and you would also so this was the healing pulse. I did time it right, I believe, this time, but it doesn't matter because I already have my health full. Alright, so that was a little bit of shown in the combat. So the combat is pretty good even if you get used to it, from my perspective, to be honest. The reason I said that is because the enemy varieties is pretty less, but it's still satisfying for me. I did felt that the enemy variety wouldn't change a lot. The enemy do get stronger. There are not a lot of unique enemy bosses at all. There may be 2 or 3 which is just either they are bigger or more intelligently put together. Same variety of enemies that you have fought before. So even the enemies are not very unique bosses. I would really say that. But I really had fun with this simple combat and really had fun. Me, actually, because I was not very good with the healing key pulse sort of a thing, I actually, even towards the end of the fight, like if some places I'll kill the enemy pretty fast and sometimes I'll end up dying. That was just my personal take. Majority of you guys would have a blast and become so OP that you would be like, okay, there's no hard damage. But okay, and now I will go about a little bit about music. So the music, the background music, I think it will definitely get passed, and I would think it's very nicely done according to the theme of the game and what, like, it's set up in a country called Hedia, which is torn by thousands and thousands of years of civil war and rivalry between 2 different sort of people, Palmists and the Catharians, and they have been fighting for a very long time. And there have been so much bad things that has happened, and the music set the tone. It makes you feel that the grittiness of the game and the creepiness of the game. It always kind of stays a little bit on your nerves. I really enjoyed the music of the whole, like, I think it really amped up what the game was set in, the mood and everything. I really enjoyed. Okay, and in terms of performance, I'm just going to take all of you guys to a place just to show you, and majority of the areas shows and depict like how a country which is torn apart through a civil war would look like. But there are some areas which are, oh my goodness, so beautiful. Doesn't mean the other areas are bad or they don't look beautiful. They absolutely do, and the detail and the things, just look at this, guys. I have not even taken a step. Do you guys see that? My goodness. That is so beautiful. Let me just walk around and show you guys a little bit. Just look at these guys, the detail. Look, there is a helicopter running there, there is a waterfall, there is again a waterfalls, and it's just so beautiful. And some of the areas are so well designed. I really had a good time with this game. I would say that. Of course, I think this is the first game of the studios. I could be wrong. They have, I think, participated in helping in other studios in creating other games, if I'm right, but this is their full-fledged one game, and I'm really here for it. I really like it. I think if they make another game and they add a lot of different enemies and all that stuff, and they make a part 2, I'm definitely trying it. I really had a fun with it. I bought it first time because I played the demo. I really liked it, and I had a lot of people who watched the demo. Me being a small channel, even I think I did it in 2 parts. One like the first part was in 60 or 70 people watched it, and all of that, and I really liked the demo, so I wanted to play it. I really don't regret buying it on the in advance and playing it on my channel. I had so much fun with it. I've never played a game, guys, in which I felt the need to go into every single item that you get, and I read, like, see, there are a lot of items like this that you will get, and if you will watch my game through, you will see that I read through every lore thing. And when you get an equipment, or sorry, an item like this which had a lot of lore to it, I went and read all of it, and I was so engaged. The game just pulled me in so much. They successfully established a history of over almost like 1,000 years, or a very long time, set a lot of key characters, and it was amazing what they did with the lore and with the puzzle system. There are so many puzzles. Some puzzles you'll feel repeated, but I don't think not any of those like stayed there welcome. And you will be surprised. You'll come to an area and be like, okay, this was a nice area, like, then, or what else? But then there is a puzzle which you solve, and then there is a whole another area in that area. Even in the very first beginning area, there is a lot to find, which you will figure out eventually later when you progress in the game. The way the level designing and all the things and different biomes, I really absolutely loved it. Thinking it's their first major game, and what they accomplished and what they did, I am really pleased with what they did. So, and with performance, I never had any glitch or the game pausing or having issues, none at all. It was awesome throughout my whole playthrough, which I think lasted close to 50 hours, because I was trying to see and find everything that I could, and I read every single item, guys. So because of that, I would definitely rate this game 8.5 easily out of 10. The little points that I take out, it's not because of combat. I made my peace with it within few hours, and I read a lot of people just, you know, talking about the combat is this, combat is that. I understand that. If you can get past the fact that this game does not have unique bosses, and it's not like an Elden Ring or Black Myth Wukong or the first Berserker Kazan, that it has so many different bosses that you have to figure out how to beat them, you strategize and all that stuff, and learn the moveset, this, that. Yeah, this game has none of that. And if you're going to find, you will find tons of variety of movements with different movesets. It does not have that either. And if you are looking for a tons of enemy variety, like I said in the beginning, in a game, and you want that everywhere you go and have fun fighting them or finding them hard to go through, and then have, it doesn't have that either. But what it does with the history it builds up, the lore, the music, the gameplay, like it's a very polished game. As their first game, I'm really surprised how well they did. And if you love the fact that the main character doesn't go around giving you hints, and there is no side character that's running along with the main character and giving you hints when you're just in 2 minutes trying to solve the puzzle, and the game thinks, hey, maybe he needs help, you know what? And the other games which paint yellow paints everywhere to tell you where you need to climb up and where you need to go up, this is the game for you. This game has no map markers, no GPS markers, no quest markers, so you have to pay. This game made me have a pen and paper and a notebook, and I was taking notes, man, and I was taking pictures in my phone while playing the game to remember where to go or a thing that I found. I really loved it. I never had a feeling or the way I loved this game. It's a really welcome experience. I would really recommend you to guys, after listening to all the reviews, knowing that what it games does not have and what it has, if it makes sense for you, I would really suggest watching the demo. And if you're still not sure, maybe watch a couple of hours of game playthrough of any big YouTube channel that you already follow and you love, or hey, I have a blind playthrough that I've done. You guys can watch mine as well and make your own mind. But from my experience, I would really strongly recommend that. I think they have set up a very good base for a series that they can establish, and they can take a constructive feedback, and build upon it. And I don't even know if they want to do it or they're going to do it. They can take that, they can put a lot of enemy varieties, and they can put maybe some unique boss fights, but stay true to what they do. And I think they could come back even stronger in the next games. I would really be looking forward to what they do. So those were my 2 cents on the game, guys. I really had a lot of fun. I would strongly recommend to anybody who is interested after listening to what this game has and what it doesn't have. So there you go, guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked how I do my reviews. I try to keep it to very least amount of spoiler, guys. Thank you for checking out my channel. Peace out.